Sociologists understand deviance as a social construction. Social deviance, therefore, is any thought, act, behavior, human condition that violates accepted existing social norms. Examples include getting a tattoo, getting inked, and engaging in premarital sex, at least amongst some religious groups in this society. Deviant status is most commonly thought of as an individual characteristic, but it can also be attributed to an entire group or a class of people who share one or more characteristic, belief, or type of behavior. Examples discussed in the chapter that I've asked you to read include the witch trials in England and the United States in the late 1600s, and the more recent regulation of sexual orientation as deviant in present-day Russia. Individuals considered deviant in one context may be considered conformist in another. Members of a group that shun mainstream beliefs and values may nonetheless conform to the beliefs and values of another group whose members consider themselves nonconforming. One of the examples that I give you here is the example of practicing polygamy in Bountiful, BC. What is an acceptable marriage practice amongst this group of Canadians is quite unacceptable to the majority of Canadians. Polygamy, being married to more than one spouse at the same time, is indeed unacceptable to most Canadians, so much so that it's considered a criminal offense under Canadian law. In Bountiful, BC, however, the followers of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, or FLDS as they call themselves, hold polygamy as a tenet of their faith. This has resulted in legal conflicts, and courts have held that placing limitations on the rights guaranteed by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms were responsible in this case. Another example is smoking pot. Now, the majority of Canadians feel that possession and use of marijuana, cannabis, is not deviant, and that legalization is just a matter of time. And indeed, the current government has certainly made that promise and is moving towards legalization. At the same time, smoking pot and possession of pot and growing pot and selling pot, none of this is currently legal under the Canadian court system. And certainly there are a good number of Canadians who contend that pot smoking, marijuana possession, use, sale should not be legalized under any circumstances. And finally, debates continue about whether or not pot should be decriminalized or whether it should be legalized.